are whoring themselves for the benefit of the bank so that they can make their payments.
All day, all week, occupy Wall Street! All day, all week, occupy Wall Street!
Today, on the anniversary of Occupy Wall Street, across the country, protests against student debt, homeowner debt, and all other forms of debt are beginning to crop up to say Wall Street should pay for the basic needs of society, not ordinary people just trying to live in a house, have a home.
Students! Power! I say people, you say power! People!
Power! The people, united, will never be defeated! The people, united, will never be defeated!
What we're going to do is hold up our numbers of debt, and explain how we feel about them. We had people bring their debt documents, their student loan agreements, their medical bills, their credit card bills, and bring them to burn them. In the U.S., in order to raise a family, in order to be seen as successful, you have to take on debt. Whether it's to own a home, to get an education, to keep your heart beating. And today we burned our bills. And that had a couple different symbols. One, to remove the shame. So many people won't talk about their debt. I saw numbers as high as 750,000. 750,000 just to exist.
That's for the 2 houses in my car and my business.
What are you going to do with that?
I'm gonna burn it. Yeah. And if they want my house, it's an $80,000 home. I win. They lose.
And I am $30,000 in debt because I thought I wanted an education. Is that right?
No!
I can't pay that debt, and I will not pay that debt. And the movement is beginning of many people who are saying the same thing.
Thousands of dollars of debt so that you become a debt slave and you cannot do anything but work for whatever measly job you can get. That is not why I went to school.
No more debt!
Zero out my credit score. I won't play your game no more.
Zero out my credit score. I won't play your game no more.
I'm a 3-time Iraq War veteran. A lot of them came and entered into the service in order to pay their student debt or to get the Montgomery GI Bill. We as a country have created a system in which there's such a state of desperation exists for people to become educated that they're willing to pick up a rifle, go to another country, point it at somebody, and pull the trigger just to pay off student debt or to get themselves into college. So I'm here to represent some of those members of the 99% that could not be here today. They didn't make it back.
Working 60 hours a week, going to school full time, trying to go to school and get out of the poverty that I grew up in. That's not the way to get out of poverty. We need a different, better way.
I worked as long as I could and as hard as I could to keep my house. I did child care out of my home for 3 years, and then I wasn't able to do child care anymore and had to go back into the workplace. So after months of struggling and getting behind on my mortgage, I made a decision. I went to prostitution. And I stand here today with no shame. And I stand here today to tell you that this is what's happening in America. I hoard for a year to get caught up.
Banks have used their political power to push down budgets of funding vital social needs, to push down taxes on big business and the rich. And so that just to afford an education, we have to go deep into debt. Just to afford a house, we have to go deep into debt. Just to afford the groceries sometimes, people have to go deep into debt.
Wrong.
Entire nations, entire peoples, entire generations into a trap of debt, like a company town of old, but on a global scale, with Wall Street as our collective masters. And we are saying no more.
No.
Banks got bailed out!
We got sold out.
Banks got bailed out!
We got sold out.
You can hear it in the East Coast to West Coast. You can hear it north and south. From every mountaintop, they're crying the same thing. But yet they don't listen to a word that we have to say. The legislators, the senators, the governors don't have a hand against the banks. They can't touch the banks. We need to re-regulate them.
Right?
All right? We are the regulators. We want our money back, our nation back, our liberty, and our dignity. I want my dignity back.
We are unstoppable.